The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 944 of the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We're your Whiskey Brothers. That's me. Hi, Slade Ham, your host. Over there on the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, Will Loden, our good buddy, stepping in. He has been Whiskey Brothers adjacent for the last couple of months. It's good to have him in the studio. Sam Damaris to my right, Trey Tutson diagonally, and then, of course, with the empty shot glass that will likely refill, our good friend Paul Oddo. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me again. It's
good to have you here.
Very good to be here.
You were very good on the show Tuesday. You were too, Sam.
Thanks
you
so
guys
much.
knocked it out of the park.
I feel like I've gotten so much rest since then.
For the audio folks, we're coming to you live from the vaultsoflore.com studios.
Vaults of Lore.
It's like it's
Vaults of Lore.
Studios. Do that again.
Vaults of Lore.
Holy shit! Vaultsoflore.com studios. The book is out. Ajakalia Volume 1, Magic's End. You can purchase it on Amazon right now. Go to vaultsoflore.com, and the links are all there. They will let you know how to get that. The book is steeped in magic and lore, and I have now got a hard copy. I'm going to get into it. Jerry's not here to corroborate because he's been reading it. You're going to read it. We're all going to read it. Will's going to read it. He asked about it earlier. So cheers to Vaults of Lore. Vaults of Lore. Vaults of Lore. We're drinking Old Humble Distilling Company's Special Reserve over here, and then Trey is into the Texas Ranger Peach Whiskey that comes to us from the Rebecca Creek family, I believe.
Thank y'all very much.
That's a Texas whiskey, so there you are. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man.
He's got a shaky pouring hand.
Well, let him get another couple of drinks in him, and it'll go away. Daddy hadn't had his medicine yet.
I throw up when I don't drink.
It is good to have you here. Trey's been sick a little bit. Jerry has bailed on us. I took Sam to a rock concert on Thursday, and he hadn't talked to me since. So welcome to the show. I need friends.
Good to be here. It's great.
We're
I'm vaccinated. DTF. Yeah, I got the Pfizer one.
Come on.
Boner Pill Company.
You're
Won't you bite? Right, that's German.
You're going. You're on tap to leave with me in January.
Yes.
We are finally, knock on all things made of wood, going to Egypt, Saudi Arabia,
Kuwait.
and possibly now Niger instead of Kuwait.
Instead.
So.
Okay.
We
All
might
right.
not make the Kuwait. Like everything is logistically weird in the world.
Right.
So we're speculating. We're kind of looking at maps and throwing darts and seeing
Yeah,
what
that's why I'm
works.
hedging my bets with some Arabic
You
shirts.
did. You were.
What's up, Taliban? Hey, what's
Very
up?
good week for. Very good week to let them know where you stand.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
That's you don't want to end up in the Kabul airport
All
with
right. I'll
without
skate
that
through
shirt.
the airport.
That's
grow my beard a couple more inches. I'll be good.
So
But
I'm getting to go for the first time.
Oh,
Oh,
wow!
that's
Born and
exciting.
raised in Jeddah. That's Kuwait.
that's exciting.
Yeah, and I believe
No, that's Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, Jeddah.
the first stop is Poland.
That's fun.
Your
Your money will go far.
Paul, Paul
yeah.
went to Poland. That's you. What? Explain to young Trey.
Yeah, 'cause
the very first stop on this tour will be Poland.
Yes.
And I've never been past I-10.
He's
gonna
only
enjoy
been on a plane.
Yeah.
No, come on, let's not.
What time are
I
you?
got like 4 flights under my belt now.
Well, no, 2. You don't count there and back.
Right.
You understand? So
Right.
That's a flight. You have to book. I'm sorry. Let me lower the voice because it went high. I heard that. I got passionate.
you look like you just you just corrected yourself like you slapped me in a Cracker Barrel in front of people. Like you just.
Yeah, I did.
Great
Let
joke
me-
about Cracker Barrel.
I did not mean. So it is. Yeah.
So Poland is very fun.
Okay, go ahead.
It's cool. You're going to dig it. Your money goes a long way. And those little Nazis are hot.
Great. Yeah, that's
looking.
fantastic, Paul.
They're making.
I've never slept with a white woman at all. Let me start with the most
Poland would be
racist
a
one.
fun way to go. Poland would be a good way to go.
Polish is hot.
You remember that crazy desk of meat that we had? You look at the size of this fucking
Listen,
table.
if you translated the name of the dish,
Okay.
it translated to desk of meat.
Yeah, we were in a town called Piss.
Yes.
You hate
It was weird. Yeah.
So uncomfortable. I kept going back. It was weird. It was.
It didn't. It was bad name, good city, but it
Bad
was
name, good city.
But it was great. Yeah, it was something like that, right? We just
Something like that.
But there was so much food for like
They-
$50 or something.
I don't even think it was 50. I think it was like 15.
Yeah.
It was like
Wow.
it was a tray the size of this table.
Legit, it's shaped like a pig.
It-
It
yes.
was like a life-size
Shaped like a
pig
pig.
shape.
You were a smaller tray. It
Okay.
was.
Yeah,
It was.
absolutely. It's true.
Motherfucker.
I mean, we just gonna let that marinate.
I gotta give him that one. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
You were a smaller drink.
But it was also accurate. It was a lot of food.
Yeah.
And it was like going to a Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Every last bit of it was brown, as Rob would say, it was some shade of tan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was either fried or boiled or cooked in the same shade of brownish meat.
It was good though. I mean,
So
all of it was
delicious.
so great. And honestly, like that was one of the few times when you go do these, you have a few nights to like not have a show.
Okay.
And we had a great night off in Poland, and we ran around, and it was just like, I've been broke forever, and it was like, I'm rich here, man. I had $100. You just buying
yeah.
people drinks and shit. You do
Okay.
whatever. It's great. It's a lot of
You
fun.
were once you figured out the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Paul's just walking into random Paul's people. Hey, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Yeah.
We had a night. But here's the problem.
Wow.
Is that
That's how you got Nazi pussy?
the
I
down-
didn't even. I laid the groundwork for going back.
Okay.
the downside to bouncing through countries like that is that one night you're in Poland and you're buying drinks for everybody, and the next night you're in a totally different country where drinks are 9 times the amount.
Yes, you did okay.
Poland and
And-
Norway.
Yeah.
Poland and Norway.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. We were in Poland. I was like, this is amazing. I wonder what Norway's gonna be like. Like fucking $18
So
beers.
much money. So much money.
You know what I'm drinking tonight? Pizza.
I'm drinking
Yeah.
meat. I'm
Yeah.
not even thirsty at all.
And we didn't
That
even-
pizzeria, the fucking tab was ridiculous.
It was. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Above the Arctic Circle pizza. Yeah, it was so cold. So
Yeah.
cold. When we were
Insanely
standing
cold.
out by that frozen river.
That's right. You were in Norway too. You've done some shit. With
Yeah,
that.
when we did that,
Yeah.
when we were standing by that frozen river out there, I was like, it was pretty, but it's like pretty like a frozen hell. And I remember just being like, there was a voice in my head like, you need to get back in that fucking van
Yeah.
right now.
Do you remember that night?
You are going to die.
The night when we were out
It
there.
was like fucking 2. It was
no,
like-
not 2. It was below.
Way
It was
below.
way
Yeah.
crazy. Just
The
like
the coldest. What's the coldest you've ever been in?
they had to be that.
Oh,
It had to be whatever the hell that was. Because
That
I
was-
remember they put a pallet of bottled water in the van when they picked us up. And it was just in the van on the floor. And it was, liquid. And we got out there. He's like, let's look at the river. And we came back in. And we got in the van just freaking out. And that shit was all frozen.
yeah. It's like
solid.
yeah, like a science
It was
experiment.
all my...
Okay, but is it one of those ones where it feels like 58?
No, you feel like
No.
you're
That's
gonna
probably the
die.
coldest I've dealt with. By
No,
50.
it's so
Greenland.
I've been at negative 36. I think is the cold.
So
We were minus 40 to 104. Remember, we pulled a
Minus
100.
40.
We pulled a 140-degree shift
Yeah, it was
because
crazy.
we left Greenland and went to Guantanamo.
Oh, okay.
So my jacket
Yeah.
from Express for Men, that's not gonna get it done.
Oh,
I had a denim. I was layered up in denim jacket shit, but I mean, again, long underwear, whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're as okay as you're gonna be when you're gonna die in the snow, but like it was like real bad.
What's the out of all the and you've done far more international stuff than just with me, but like out of all of your travels, where's the most fun story? Like where's the story where you just went, man, this was never supposed to happen?
Dude, I mean, honestly, it had to be with us, like the stuff that we've done when we were in Niger, doing that show out in the middle of nothing, like
In a storm?
on those pallets in the desert around with nothing, just surrounded by Humvees, and then there was a storm coming in
The
over the
lightning
horizon.
flashing out
It was
there.
insane. I remember just being like talking to both of you guys individually as one of you was on stage, like this is one of those things that if there is a little slideshow when you die, there's no way this is not.
Oh, this plays.
part of it.
This totally plays.
Yeah.
Just watching lightning
just
crack
like,
across the
what
Sahara.
Fuck, it's crazy. And it was the middle of nothing.
Well,
I got a score to settle with some big spiders over there.
Bro, those I'm telling you what, we're all flying with hammers.
Yeah, man.
Oh, they're pretty.
I crushed one of those camel spiders.
They're-
I was in a smoking tent with a.
we gotta start at the beginning.
It was a
this
mess.
is one, camel spiders are
sounds like a slur.
about like
I'm not gonna lie.
they're about the
They
si-
deserve it.
about
They
like
know
this.
what they are.
That's
This
damn right.
big.
About the size of
Of a
a
hand.
clenched hand.
Yeah. Jesus.
They're not afraid of shit.
Okay.
They come at you.
They'll start it. It's not like, you know how like when you're taking a shower, there's a little spider up there. You're like, I bet you get a mosquito every now and again. I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna let you just be. And if I don't let you be, I'm gonna catch you and take you outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll hit, but you don't think much about it.
No.
This will tap you on the shoulder
What the fuck?
and then
What's up,
hit you
bitch?
when you turn around.
Yeah.
And then you hit it back and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and they're not poisonous. They're somehow more scary. They numb you when they bite you,
Okay.
like a leech,
Okay.
and then they just take their time eating your skin away. So it's unpleasant.
That's easier to deal with then.
Unless you're
I mean,
asleep.
Because you
depends
got
on
if you
how you
sleep,
like your
you
face
might
to look.
You,
Yeah.
okay. Why
I
you go
mean-
straight? That's your feel straight face.
What's your nightmare?
dick? Shit. My face, my dick.
Okay, then.
I'm
How
just
do you
saying,
like your
I'm
dick to
saying-
look?
Seal has a white wife.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you have a fucked up face and still get some pussy. But
Don't defend these spiders.
You looking beautiful here with no dick? That is insane.
Why are you taking the spider side?
He really don't I look pretty?
Here's the scary shit about them is that like it's so hot over there that they'll look like they're coming at you because they're trying to stay in your shadow and out of the
To
sun.
stay cool, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're walking, you just turn
Yeah,
around.
that don't matter. You ever
and
had a
there's this
homeless
big
person
fucking
run at you?
thing just coming at.
Yeah, and when we were in Turkey, they were fighting them.
Oh
They
yeah,
had 'em
like
in-
a
they
battle.
They had them in like a tub
A
in,
tank?
in an aquarium.
That was in Jordan. That was
That was
the pilots.
Yeah, because then they shut
The
that
war
tube
on
down,
terror
like, the next day.
tacticals?
And yeah, they had all these names of the spiders written on the side of the hangar.
Yeah.
So they had them all like Goliath killed by Hercules and all these other ones, and then they were like they'd kill each other, and they said they'd throw scorpions in there, and it's like the scorpions never win because they can like grab stuff and they can just anyway. But it was very morbid.
Yeah,
and
Scorpion
weird.
just gets fucked.
These guys were bored.
Yeah.
But they were,
Jordan.
but the camel spider. It's like so they were just a thing we were aware of, and they had dealt with them before me because I'd never been to the desert like that before. Because we were in a legit like you go to Niger, we went to Niamey, Niger, and that's like goats in the fucking airport. You know, people.
There's a guy dying in the street on our way
like
to base.
kids out there trying to help. It's like Indiana Jones shit. Where
But
they're
that's
trying to like.
that's the capital.
Yeah, and then they're like, wait. And then we got in an Indiana Jones plane and flew out like 2.5 hours into the middle of nothing. And then there was just a flipped over plane from World War I next to the runway and a 105-year-old black dude in a rocking chair on a house next to the runway.
never
And then
moved.
and then it was just sand.
Yeah.
As far as you could
so
see, just an ocean
yeah.
of sand. And then then we had to go do this. I don't know how much. I don't know if we're allowed to say
Yeah, we
wherever
should
the
keep
fuck it was. But the point was, it was just nothing, and they were just setting up a little base. So this is where we did the show. But they're like, these camel
Wow.
spiders are here. Be aware. Don't fuck
Take
with
a
them.
flashlight when you go to the bathroom.
Right.
So I have a huge problem with, especially like you're 41.
Mhm.
You're a grown ass man.
You have a problem with
And you-
41-year-old men?
Let me finish the
Sorry.
statement. I'm not gonna stop there, Paul. So
He wasn't done with his story. You
yeah.
guys-
Oh my bad. Go ahead. Shit. I apologize.
No, I thought that was y'all's thing.
No,
I
it
thought that was
wasn't.
y'all's thing.
Go ahead, buddy. I continue.
No. He's not. Finish,
I
finish
was
this thought.
legitimately just being rude. But
Okay.
Continue. I can't apologize any harder
feel
than I already
terrible
have.
now. No, but like you're 41, so like I have a problem with grown men being afraid of fucking animals, like or having that fear.
This is fun.
because he's like afraid of eagles or some shit like that.
The first thing we're
Okay,
gonna do is
then
put
I
him in a
should
dog
finish
suit.
the story.
Yes.
Yeah, because what happened was I was in a smoking tent with these counterintelligence guys that y'all had beat at Trivial Pursuit earlier in the night, which is not saying much for the state of
They were
things. But anyway,
counterintelligence.
they Anyway, they so I'm sitting there and we're drunk after the show.
Scam artist.
And we're
That's-
smoking a cigar, and this guy's telling me how he fell in love with some woman over there, and he's leaving his wife, and it's a whole thing. And in the middle of his story, he turns and he goes, "There's a very big camel spider right behind you on the rock that you're sitting on." And I turned around, and it was just like, "Ha!" And it raised up, and I took my hat and I whipped it off and just started stomping on it in the ground. It was like stomping a crab to death.
okay,
It was just
that hard,
crunching, and I
yeah.
was like, "You fucking freaky motherfucker!" Just stomping on it, and all these people rushed in because there was a big commotion. And then all the soldiers came in with flashlights and shit, and they're like, what happened? And I go, he killed a camel spider. They're like, one of us. One of us. And like pick me up.
They put camel spider under his eyes. They
great.
put torches. They took him out in the
took
desert.
a picture. Oh.
He had a fucking goat.
You
It was
broke
like
your cherry.
I took a picture of it the next day, and it was just like shells and it was like gigantic fucking thing. But dude,
He wears the tooth on a necklace.
I would if
you could have got.
I really would. I wanted to, but it's just too weird. But
There's a victory. I ran from them I skipped away like I was playing hopscotch.
I'm very proud to say that I've killed the largest spider I've ever interacted with.
That's strong.
It feels really good to say.
That's strong.
like
I don't
because it
think
struck a blow. That's all we should be
Now
fighting
you're
over
a
there.
man.
Yeah.
Man.
That's right. Very underrated movie.
What's the largest animal you think you could fuck up?
Fucking, I don't know, a possum or something. Like anything big. It fucking. What do you think? This is gonna be fun.
hang on a second. We've done this before. So Oddo,
A house cat will fuck you
Paul,
up.
hang on. You've been in the dog suit, right?
Yeah.
On one of these trips.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
you put it on and let the German Shepherd.
It was a smaller German Shepherd. It was whatever that thing is.
Like
But
a Malinois,
Belgian Malinois.
Malinois.
Yeah.
Malinois.
Very
Give me
weak
for you,
name
good
for a strong
Malinois.
dog. Yeah,
Malinois.
Doki was his name.
Doki.
I remember. He was a sweet boy. And he just went right back to playing after he fucking murdered us.
What were your chances against Dogi
0.
without the suit?
0. Like, you don't even hear it happen.
Nope.
That ain't even. Okay, I'm with you on that. Because my thing is anything with 4 legs on that low center of gravity, you pretty fucked. Like if it's coming at you on all fours, it's faster. Like you gotta really have your shit together.
You better be jumping to sloth and not monkey.
My thing is fowls.
Birds?
You can fuck any bird up.
This is the conversation we always hit a stopping point at. He's convinced that these eagles are whippable.
That'll fuck you up.
Eagles, hawks, falcons, and shit. You can fuck it because at the end of the day, it's a fucking bird. You can fuck a bird up.
I want to show you a video of a hawk killing a mallard.
Oh, not a person?
No, just ripping its head off as it goes by.
There's weirdly probably no videos of a bird killing a person.
Because birds know better.
But here's the
You
thing.
get like an emu or something, you're in trouble.
Maybe so. But Trey, I think in your head that you have this vision of the fight being to the death every time. That you guys are going to be put in a room and one of you is going to leave. What's going to happen most likely in the real world is you're going to be attacked. You're going to do nothing to the bird. It's going to fuck you up, and then it's just going to go right back to its nest and just feed its little baby birds little thrown-up pieces of Trey's arm.
Also, why'd you settle on birds? What's the story? It seems like you're like picking a fight with the Navy or something. Like it doesn't seem like that threatening as like a animal wilderness subset.
Because it like the exaggeration of like how people they're this big and but they don't fucking weigh that much.
Hollow bones.
They don't weigh that much.
I don't. I weigh more
control
than
the
a fucking
sky.
bird though. Yeah.
Have you watched The Birds, the Hitchcock movie?
No, I don't know who Hitchcock is. Who's
That's
that?
okay.
You understand, first and
Alfred?
foremost, mainly, you're the space you're allowed to move around in this interaction is basically one-dimensional.
Oh, okay.
There are two. The bird
I
has
understand.
all 3
Because,
dimensions
yes.
to fuck you up.
But here's the thing: the bird's biggest weakness is that it has wings. So that's what you do. That's the thing that you think is actually the bird's strength. That's actually, in my opinion, the bird's weakness. Because if you get a hold of those wings and you you
now
strike them off,
both of your arms are on
now-
their wings, and you just got 2 mad bird feet and a beak eating through your glasses.
which is
through your glasses, around your glasses.
yeah, but your mobility's fucked off. Because you don't have no wing, you have no balance, you have no nothing, and
You don't
now
need it. You're
just
holding them up.
Let's go down. Let's do, instead of bird, let's just do, so birds.
Run it down.
Okay, so you're good with birds.
Fuck a bird.
What about, you don't think you could have a problem with a house cat?
No,
House cat, where does it go from there?
The pig-
Bobcat? Bobcat's bigger.
that when you start
can't
getting into
do a
that starts
bobcat.
fucking with me. Bobcat, cougar, that I don't fuck because they don't. You know what I mean?
So the cat family
too
is
undomesticated.
cat family's off limits. to
I
you.
don't really fuck with cat. They're I mean,
They're fast and mean. I
literally,
got you.
they're
They're
deceptive.
killers.
And they're
Yeah.
deceptive.
Now in the canine world, you think you could take a Chihuahua?
I can fuck a Chihuahua up, no
Okay.
problem.
Where you had on
I've
a
done it.
Bichon Frise.
I don't know what the fuck that
It's
is.
a little
What does it
puffy
look
white
like?
one. It looks like a beignet but with legs.
I'll fuck that up.
Okay.
We could all ruin a dachshund.
Everybody could ruin a dachshund.
So I used
Yeah.
to be a mailman.
Unless you don't have legs
And-
also.
Exactly. But if you got a garage door closer at hand,
Oh yeah,
you're gonna be
fucking
fine.
done.
Yeah.
But I fuck some dogs up.
Yeah.
I think
That's really funny.
I think once you get to the 35, 40 pound range is where it's like, okay,
That's where it starts
we got
getting
problems.
a little.
Yeah.
We got problems.
But I fucked some dogs up with delivering mail. I've.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what I'm
you.
saying.
All right.
So I got a little bit of experience of like how the psychology of a dog is just sort of putting some type of buffer there. And once you kind of got that space,
I learned from bike rides.
you can
Well,
do some
here's the thing
damage to a
too.
dog.
From bike rides, dogs will chase you until you stop running. Like, and then the minute I just stop pedaling and I'm like, chill, they're like, oh, that's
Oh yeah. Fun's over.
go over
Fun's
here.
over.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's the psychology. of
Much,
it.
much like that's a
What else you want
me to
recurring
fuck
theme
up
in my
on?
life.
Here's the thing, the dog thing.
Okay.
White folks, y'all gotta stop.
What have we
I
done now?
have been bitten by a dog in a bar 3 times in my life, twice this year.
Well, Sam, you got to stop going to white bars.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather get bit by a dog than shot.
I was like, it's a police dog in the other bar.
You are legitimately qualified for an emotional support pet now.
I don't. What is the fucking attraction to bringing your dog to a bar?
Just being a fucking idiot.
Well, why?
Like, 'cause
Why is it necessary?
And the worst part is they're fucking it up for the actual blind people. That's the part that bothers me the
people
most.
who really do need
Yeah,
a
yeah.
support animal.
It's the same
they
thing.
They can't have it now because you fucking want to bring.
Because you
stupid
needed to
piece of
bring your
shit.
emotional support snake.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bar.
yeah. Your Pomeranian or whatever. The fuck. Yeah,
It's transcended dogs. It's everything.
It's
now.
always been a problem, and I think that there's a parallel with that with unions. I've always felt like they're doing the same thing with emotional support animals that happen with unions. Like initially, this was necessary,
That was a good idea.
and then you got soft, and then you're like, well, I'm not picking that box up because that's just the rules or whatever, and now you give it all a bad name. It's the same shit with emotional support things as it came down from blind people needing a dog to tow them around. Now, if you have a dog in a bar, they're like, it's just some fucking bitch.
Yep.
That, yeah, they just coming in
I
here to
don't
try to
think
stand
the blind
apart.
people need the dog though.
What?
I did.
They need
This is
smell
a trend with you.
training.
Why don't you
You're
like
very
blind people?
judgmental of blind people. Just as a callback to the previous episode where you
Alright.
said that they're not reading when they have audiobooks.
And it's not.
You should run a blind people boot camp. It's like you need to get your shit
You need to
together.
get your nose together.
Did you watch too much Daredevil?
How would you?
Like it's not. They're genuinely fucked. Like they can't get.
you can't feel these colors?
Yeah, yeah.
They
Just-
don't need
just
the
keep
dog,
punching them.
though.
Like, so hang on. How would you? So 6-day boot camp for blind people. How would you
We're
whip them
working
into
on
shape?
smell and we're working on feel.
Okay.
And we're working on memory. That's
Feel,
show
smell,
3.
and memory.
All I know is this. I've seen the movie Ray. He didn't have no goddamn dog. So you don't, and he didn't have a stick either.
Yeah, we'll be ready to
And-
get paid in ones.
Fine.
You're good at feeling wrists.
Yeah.
That was the best move. He
yeah.
always knew how fat they were
How
by
fat they
feeling
were
his
by feeling the
wrists.
wrists. Yeah.
So clever.
Anyway, I just like the increase in that, just learning how to like use your instincts more.
Your bat senses.
The dog is a crutch.
Yes, an actual
Yeah,
like a
figuratively
thing
and
you would
literally,
use
yes.
and to help yourself be better despite a handicap.
All crutches aren't necessary.
All crutches
Sometimes
aren't bad.
you can limp your way to healing.
Sometimes they help.
Sometimes they help, and that's what I'm just saying. I just said that. I don't feel like all blind, generally speaking,
Take
all
them
blind
goddamn
people.
glasses off.
I can't see.
Exactly.
This is the thing. Blindness runs in my family.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
these eyes are hereditary.
I'm not
Everybody in
calling
my
it a-
family has
okay.
these
I'm not
eyes.
calling it a crutch.
You come to my family and you don't know
this
who's
is why
talking
you
to
don't
who.
like blind people.
Because I'm gonna be one.
I get it.
So I don't want a dog.
That
If he
makes
takes
sense.
those glasses off, bitch, hear better.
So this is an insecurity thing. This isn't about.
You better feel this.
Fine.
book.
That's fine.
That's fine, but that makes sense now.
That's
I
so
understand.
fucking- you better feel.
You over here throwing rocks at your people.
This is a good read. I can tell. I put it up to my heart.
I saw
This book is awesome.
I saw a blind person in the airport, probably
You all right,
9
Parkinson's?
years ago.
You are shaking. Oh my
I
god.
know.
Need a sandwich or another shot?
I saw a blind person in the airport with a seeing eye pony. They had a.
That's all I'm saying.
It was a Shetland pony.
Just rolled in like Django in the airport.
Yeah, a little Shetland pony. Stop. And what made it even crazier and made me think I was dreaming is it had little shoes on. It had like little sneakers on its feet.
No.
And I was like, this is I have to know.
Were they wooden Dutch shoes? That
They
would
were
be
just
the
little
best.
Nike like shoes, like little kid tennis shoes. And it had a little saddlebag on its back and the whole thing. And I was like, what in the fucking hell is going on? So I had to go up. I was like, I'm sorry to bother you, but I got to know the story with this little horse. And they're like, well, I'm in part of it's like a beta testing thing with Shetland ponies because they live longer than the
Beta testing.
dogs.
I was like, I would like to see an emotional support beta. I would
Yes.
like to see someone in there with their little carnival fish bowl.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want to do tonight, honey?
So what was the?
Oh, sorry, different beta.
Beta.
Sorry.
I like whatever you like.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure, romantic comedy sounds fine.
yeah. It's great.
Get back in your bowl.
Yeah.
But it was a wild thing. They said it lives longer and it's a little bit more intuitive as to like how to navigate stuff. But I had never seen it before, and I'm still not 100% sure it actually happened. But it was one of those moments that I've just thought about forever.
Now I want a Shetland pony.
And I want it now.
I almost got kicked in the head by one when I was like 13.
How
were
fucking
you-
small were you?
It was like my first
bloomer.
job was shoveling horse shit at some. I grew up, outside Houston.
Kicked
And
by
so I
a
had,
pony
like,
or a Shetland
A
pony?
little Shetland pony almost kicked me in the head because it was, it's my size. And I was like, I'm gonna goof around with this horse, and then I walked behind it and and it just like went right past my face. It was like, you almost took my fucking head off.
Man,
They're mean.
all those little things.
Yeah, Napoleons.
I don't subscribe to that.
Because you're a little thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We don't all have that shit. Like, all of us don't have conquering mentality.
No, not all, but like the
can
ones
beat up
that
any
do are
bird.
fucking
I can
bad.
beat up any animal.
Yeah.
Fuck up a bird.
I'm not conquering nothing over
Yeah,
here.
it's not all small people. It's just 87%.
87%.
Exactly. It's just no big.
Exactly, dude.
13% of y'all are good. Yeah. Confident.
You're getting this, Paul. Paul, you ain't that tall.
No, I'm
What, you 5'7",
5'10".
8?
5'10". I thought I was 5'11" for a long time, but I'm
Nah, you wear a lot of boots.
I
So you probably about 5'6".
Well, hang on. Did you have your?
you think I'm wearing Kiss Army boots? Fucking like
Man, I'm just doing the
I'm
math.
gonna go to a rock show
Yeah.
at the. Yeah, you can have some more.
No,
His
it's one
dad
of
was
those.
a pimp.
I never understood until I started doing the online dating thing. I didn't know that guys lied about their height. Like I always thought it was a surprise.
Did you get tape measured at a?
No,
date
no.
or
I just
something?
heard other dudes say that they're like, girls don't like me because I'm not this height, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm also not looking for dudes, so I don't really think about it that way. But it's a thing, And then there's girls that on the Hinge profile, they're like,
Over
don't
6
lie
feet
about
only.
your height. I haven't seen that, but I have heard of it. But I've also seen people say, if you're gonna say you're this tall, be this tall. And it's
Right.
like, but again, I'm like a solid medium, so I don't care necessarily, and I don't want a girl that's taller than me anyway, so it's not an
Right.
issue.
Tall women's, they're freaks. But anyway,
They need love.
women lie
Just
about
me.
their weight on that bitch all the time.
Everybody lies on there.
I tell the
Everybody
truth.
lies on there. I'm
There's
not
one.
lying.
They
I
don't
feel like
ask
I'm the
about
only
your weight.
person.
The way they do it is they just crop the photos from the neck up.
Right.
You're lying. You're lying.
That's like
and
I
this is the
said.
thing. Just so you know, we know you fat. We know you fat from the angles you choosing, bitch. We
Well,
just
also-
want you to know.
Also, if I don't see you in a body shot,
Yeah, when you don't see the full body, you automatically know. Or you might not be fat. You're just insecure about the weight that you're carrying.
Precisely.
Which means you need to listen to more Lizzo.
yeah. She's getting much bigger than she used to be. But the whole thing about the dating app thing is, I don't know how to believe any of that shit. Like you do that. It's the starting point is bad.
Yes.
So I don't know where to go from there. Like I have a lot of friends who have good luck with the dating apps, but they must be less cynical than me. Because I just look at it and I'm like, so what I'm looking at right now is guaranteed to be 25% less honest than what you're going to be.
You know for sure it's the best version of them that they were able to cobble together in 6 photos, which is definitely not an average.
I try real hard to be like, this has to be the truth, but then I think, well, you think I'm 25% less than what I am.
Oh.
So I'm probably being too honest because they're probably like, well, you fucking don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you go to the doctor and he asks you how many drinks you drink every week, and he's always doing the doctor math.
Right. So
I mean, like, if you say 4, he's like, hey, probably 16.
So when you say 10, you're honest with him.
Our fucking friend Jason Cantor, I don't know if you guys know that guy, but he went to the fucking doctor and told him straight up how much he drank because he was a bartender at the time. And he goes, how many drinks you drink a week? He's like, I don't know, 100?
Yeah.
And he goes, 100?
Yeah.
Because he automatically does the math. He's like, this guy's fucking wasted right now.
This guy's like 350 drinks.
But it must be the same thing with the dating apps thing. I'm only putting that together now. I must read like dog shit because I'm being honest.
But
I should fucking put a tuxedo on and ride a jet ski or something.
And wear better boots.
Yeah. Hey, Red Wings, it's hard to beat.
Okay.
And I'm saying, these
Can I
are
ask some
$300 shoes.
Where'd you get your Red Wing?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's okay. This girl was on her period. Sorry, that was a bad one. I apologize. I shouldn't have. I had to. I shouldn't have.
I'm sorry. I bumped that bloody volleyball right.
Yeah, right to him.
I shouldn't have done
Where do you think it was going to land?
That was not.
If you hadn't hit it, I was going to set it up again. So I'm glad.
So, Paul. No, I wanted to ask, what do you think is more jarring? And this is a question, obviously, for the table. What's more jarring?
Being peed on, dying at 57,
or dealing with a period.
whatever he's about
I
to
hope that
ask
that's
you.
where you're going with this.
What?
No.
If you're doing the between squirting or dealing with period stuff.
No.
Okay,
no.
we'll
we can
put a
get back
pin
to
in that.
Let's put a pin in squirt juice and period sex. I am for squirting, not so much.
We're inverted on that topic, by the way.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're a bloodhound.
Yeah.
So, what's more jarring? A guy sending an unsolicited dick pic, or a girl being fatter than she actually is when you go to meet her on the date?
Well, I only experienced one of those.
Because to me, that's the only thing closest to a unsolicited dick pic. It's like, what? You're a house?
Two totally.
What are you?
You're talking
different.
about.
All right, no, hell no. I know your type. You like them thin and damn near dead. So she like, man, you want to see these bitches' ribs when they breathing.
Big Kate Moss fan.
Yes.
But an unsolicited dick pic.
You jerk off the World War II videos.
There's videos.
Like an unsolicited dick pic, though, that's fucking indecent exposure. Like if it wasn't a picture, if you just whipped your fucking dick out, like that's a crime.
There are two
This
different
is just a
motivations.
fit.
There are two different motivations. One of those is intentionally deceptive. One of those is intentionally like affronting.
Brutally honest.
Yeah, one of those is completely not deceptive.
It is.
So I had a standing rule.
One of those
never,
is a big old hog,
Right.
and the other one is a big old.
So I had a standing rule of never sending a dick pic ever.
I've never done it either.
Ever.
Not a single in my whole life.
And I was in that camp. I was like, why the hell would anybody want to fucking see a picture of my dick? Like, this is just, it almost seems like a impolite thing to do.
I don't like looking at it.
And no, who the fuck does? And I only think it's like, I don't know, collateral, or you're like giving somebody.
Yeah.
So this girl that I was seeing for a minute, and still a good friend of mine, she I treat him that way.
Nice
you
bloody
have to.
pussy.
It's honest. It's
not a squirter,
it's
but
not-
she bleeds.
She's a lovely person. Anyway,
you're lucky.
she was sending me. She was being nice enough to send me suddenly a lot of naked pictures of herself, and always appreciated. Who wouldn't like that? Any guy would. Well, anybody wants to see naked ladies,
Yes.
even women. So it was just sudden, and came out of nowhere, and it was like disproportionate. Like she's just giving me. I was like, all right, well, so I fucking fluffed it up a bit and gave her one in the morning. When it's good lighting coming through the window. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, what? She's like, don't do that. And I was like, I was just trying to be polite. And it was genuinely like that, where she's like, I like it, but don't. That's not why I'm doing this. It's like, okay, well, I just seemed tilted.
Right.
And I was just trying
Quid
to
pro
play the
quo.
game Plus, she's fucking way younger than me. And I don't know how they play
how
the
that
game
shit
now.
works.
So
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to fucking play ball, so to speak. But the fucking thing was like, I'm just trying to like, be in there. And she was like, don't do that. I'll just send you naked pictures. Like, this all works out great.
Perfect.
But it was
Could
the
you have
weirdest
send that
twist.
to me one picture ago?
Yeah, but it was just the strangest twist. I was like, I was trying to do something nice
And it
by
backfired.
sending you a picture of my
That I
chick.
didn't want to do.
I didn't.
Have you ever tried to let a moth out of your house?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
where
yeah.
you just squeeze it a little too
Yeah.
hard on the way to the door. That's
Right.
all.
It's all it
So-
was. So we're good, but it was an odd, never meant to be there kind of place. Where I was like, I'm glad you don't like this. I don't like doing it.
Perfect.
So
This
she was
works.
sending that.
Yeah.
You was cool with her sending it.
Of course.
Now let me ask: had she been helmet built, would that been acceptable?
Can we look up Urban Dictionary?
Motherfucker, do you see that Darth Vader helmet?
Okay.
If she was built like, and not black, she could be whatever shade you want her
I
to be.
don't judge.
But if she was built domish, would you have
I
a?
think he means on a ventilator.
Does that mean bald or what does that mean? Just ugly?
God damn, that works all the way. That works all the
It
way
does.
around. Damn.
It does. Well, if she was
Drop the hats in the goddamn. Drop the hats, y'all. Drop the hats for that one. That one works like a motherfucker. On a ventilator. He means on a ventilator. God damn.
if she was unattractive, we wouldn't have gotten to that place anyway.
I'm not even saying is she cute and just it's just she don't know how to use machines yet. She just a bitch that treat the gym like a museum. Damn, that's a nice elliptical over there. It's like, that's nice over there too. Like,
She goes for the juice bar.
yeah.
I'm still trying to kind of wrap my mind around what that
Still
means.
has to towel off the machine.
Yeah, she down the towel off. It's a period sex.
Yes. Nothing wrong with it. Fully natural.
So, to you guys in the chat, we only got a couple of minutes left on this episode, but we're going to hang with you for a few more. I like seeing those hats. Those make me
Dome
happy.
built.
Dome built.
So that's just not good looking, right? Or is that
That
fat?
just means she's round.
Yes.
Well,
Because the
again,
thing
we
is this,
wouldn't have gotten to that place.
You don't really like that.
No, what he's saying is it's like when you meet her online,
Oh,
you
no.
get the photos.
I got none of those.
And then the one that comes in
Yeah.
the door is not the girl in the photos.
I got none of those. I have zero nudes
Of those.
or sexual encounter, nothing until I've been with a chick. I don't have anything like that pre whatever.
talking about.
It doesn't happen. I only do that stuff after we've done something.
No.
Okay.
You
But go ahead.
you still miss it. It's like, okay, you go on Tinder, right?
Yes.
And it's, oh, wow, this chick's hot. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know what I mean? This looks like Cameron Diaz in The Mask,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
And then you send some messages, you back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'd love to come pick you up Friday night. And when you go pick her up, what walks out of that house does not look like Cameron Diaz in The Mask.
Okay, if this is a purely
It's
hypothetical,
like someone you found on Tenderloin.
if it's a purely hypothetical, then I would probably just drive away. But if it were in reality, that won't happen because I have a filtration process to get there. So the first thing you have to do,
Did
the
you
first
say that because you drank so much whiskey?
no, the first thing you have to
Video
do
chat?
is you get them to Instagram.
Okay,
That's
okay.
number one.
Yeah.
I don't even want to fucking talk to you on the dating app. I want to only talk to you on Instagram because then I can look at the pictures you're tagged in. Because then I know what you look like.
Then I know what you look like for real in
That's-
public.
that's
when
the way-
don't nobody give a fuck how you looking
Which you
in
should
this
be
picture.
doing to me too.
1000%.
That's
Okay.
the only way to
Damn,
be
okay.
aware of what we look like because you're giving me all the curated shit.
I don't like that.
I need to see, and if you have no tagged pictures, we're just not gonna
That
happen.
mean you gotta know you a lonely motherfucker.
or you're just trying
you're
to
hiding.
fucking suppress a thing.
You're hiding.
That's,
Yeah,
you hiding
exactly.
something.
So there's some sinister shit going on with some of that like social media stuff. The stories, all the things, being able to see what people look at when it's
They took
insidious.
that away.
I don't like that.
I feel like if
I
you,
haven't had it taken away.
Where like you can look and see like what your friends are clicking on. And
Oh
whatnot.
no! Who's looking at your feed? Who's looking at your
Oh,
stories?
you gotta buy that shit though.
No, I
That
don't
ain't no
No,
automatic.
no.
Yeah, you can scroll through to see
To see who's looked at your
checks
story?
Your
Oh, they
stories.
looked at the story. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
Well, it's a very weird form of flirting now, where it's like like somebody
yeah,
looks
it
at your
is.
stories, I look at yours. We're kind of glancing at each other across a digital cafeteria, and like we're just sort of like being
100%.
aware of each other. And then you get the thing. At least this is what I would do in New York. This is really inside
say it,
baseball, but
goddammit.
it's not that bad. It's just about like if
Welcome back to
I'm trying,
scorecasting.
if I'm trying to like talk with a girl or spend a night with her or whatever, and it's always like established connections. If I'm in her neighborhood and I'm out there, then I'll just take a picture of some shit and tag the bar that I'm at and wait for her to look for the thing. And then when she sees it, it's up to her to be like, hey, you're in my neighborhood.
Wow, you're right by
but
me.
that's
What's
the
going
thing.
on?
And that's nothing people don't do.
That's normal.
But that's
it's just the digital version of the same stuff we've always
Right.
done.
But when people talk about like hooking up on Hinge or Tinder or anything, it's like, I get fucking, dude, Instagram is way more of a dating app to me.
Everybody
than any of
says
that
that.
other shit.
Interesting.
Well, you gotta. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I think.
Okay.
You know.
I don't. I mean, for what I'm into, that's not. You have to. You gotta meet these bitches out at like face to face. It's very old
At a
school.
party with a
But I got-
fishbowl.
Yeah, but right. But I think I got a weird perspective on it because I'm legitimately like, and it sounds fucking like a lie, but it's like I have no negative connections with any girls that I've hooked up with like over this
does that
duration.
mean,
Yeah, we're
Paul?
so
like
different.
there's none of the girls that in the past single years that I've been alone. Like I've got no girls that I'm like I can't be around that person.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Like
I know
every
what you
single
mean,
time
yeah.
I see a chick that I've hooked up with, it's like, how the fuck
Hey,
are you?
what's
Good to see
up?
you. Like it's a good time because I launch off in the beginning when we start hooking up as
gotta
being
get
like
it to
I'm
you.
in an emotional ditch and I'm a fucked up like weird. I can't give you anything more than this.
I'm like,
So-
I'm gonna emotionally ditch you. That's
Well,
what
I mean, I just laid it out beforehand. It's like, yeah, me too, right?
Yeah.
It's just mine comes.
brought a toe chain.
Mine comes before we hook up. It's where I
Okay.
just let you know. It's like there's the door.
Yeah.
And you got every right and reason to go. And if you hang out, at least we
yeah.
know where we're standing.
I have two
Yeah.
exes that are just absolute no territory. Like it's
I got one
it's
right
when
now.
you when one of them like she sometimes will message and bark up the tree or whatever, and I'm always just like, hey, it's cool and all, but we're not cool. The other one I have seen in public twice and got in the car and ran away.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
just I was getting gas one day and she pulled up at the pump next to me with her friends and I heard her voice and I just looked over and I was just like just discreetly just stop getting gas and put the thing up, and when I put the pump in the fucking thing,
Yeah.
it made that click or whatever, and she looked up and just goes, Sam, and I go, nope. Boom, and I was fucking
I don't speak English.
First thing should have heard from me was that pump disconnecting from the machine.
Yeah. That's
Should have
tough.
known me by my license plate.
Who's the second one?
No, the second time I ran from her, I was on a fucking date, and I am at the front with my girl paying, and she comes in, and I hear just, hey, I'm here to pick up a to-go order, and I just heard her voice. I'm standing here, my girl's standing here, and I just lean back, and I see her tattoo on her arm, and I just handed my card to my girl, and I go, I'll be in the car. And she goes, huh? I was like, just don't worry about it. And
Pay the tab. Tank, I need a wet wall.
we had already had that conversation about like who's the craziest person you ever dated, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So my girl goes get in the car and she was just like, she goes, what the fuck was that about? I was like, you remember the crazy bitch with the knife? She was like, yeah. I go, she was standing right next to you.
Jesus.
I was like,
And they just gave her silverware.
Yeah. So all your spidey senses were going. Yeah, it's rough, man, when you have those bad
but both times I've heard her voice, not even seeing her, but it's just like that fucking, just the shell shock.
Yeah,
of,
I've gotten into this habit of when people talk about like paranormal shit, they're like, "You believe in ghosts?" It's like, "Yeah, I got some ex-girlfriends."
who I wish were ghosts.
That's all I think. But they're the real thing. That's the
Scary.
real. That's the real version of a ghost, as far as I'm concerned.
Something that haunts
Is
you forever.
You used to be something to me, and now you are no longer that, and you haunt the land.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the deepest of night, I hear your name, and it's fucking.
Let me
No
ask
matter
you
what I'm
this.
doing
Fucked
in
up.
this bed,
Yeah.
you make that weird noise.
Well, it's terrifying. It's like I used to sleep next to this person for a half a decade or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's a person that I can't.
That's
even,
the most. That's a weird We may have. It's good like that.
That's
Yeah.
depressing.
So it doesn't matter. We had talked. So I think back to like my longest relationship, right? 7.5, 8 years.
Right. Yeah, we got a parallel with some of those
Similar.
things. Yeah.
But I think back to that, like the way we process, the way we think, right?
Yeah.
We lived together for almost 7 years. 7 years of that. Yeah. So we must have spent 2,000 plus nights together.
Right.
I can probably remember 5 of them.
Well, it blends together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that's a significant chunk of the nights I've slept in my life,
Yeah.
right? Like a measurable percentage,
That's
like
a big amount.
87%. I don't know what the math is.
87%.
But the,
87.
it's a lot of my nights.
Always say 87.
It's a funny thing about when you start to trust a person, like when you really are emotionally like invested in who they are, you drop your guard to such a degree that you look at them with a lower resolution
That's fair. Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
So you stop scanning them
And recording
for-
all the
Yeah, so you're kind of absorbing them on a broader bandwidth of just like, I know you're fine.
You
I
let
don't
all
have to be
that-
paying attention
I
to
don't
you
have to
all the
process
time.
all of the things
so
you're
those
doing.
those memories kind of get cached in this way.
Interesting.
And it's like it's not exactly the same as when you meet a new person. That's why it's so exciting to meet a new chick, because it's like I'm learning all these new rhythms and things, and I'm laying down new code and shit like
this
that.
goes
and
back to what we were. I was on Demetria Dixon. She's a Houston comic, or at least we all know her. She had posted a thing today about why she goes, why do the bad things people say to us, like
Yeah,
why
it's
don't
a
the
good
good
comment
things
you threw
stick
in.
with us like the bad things decimate us? And our brains are wired to hang on to. We notice the negative shit first, right? It's like the carrot or the stick analogy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like there's there will always be another carrot tomorrow. I can overlook carrots, but if I get hit with that stick one time, game's over.
Yeah, there's
So once you get to know someone, I guess to the point is what you're saying. Once you're convinced the stick isn't coming.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about them
you
being
don't
an enemy.
process everything. Yeah. So that's why I'm confused about the 2,000 nights with her, because every night I thought the stick was coming.
Right. Well, that's
Because it was.
right.
And like 1,900 of them, the stick came.
Yeah, and that's a weird one because that's also part of the thing that fucks you up about, like, as it relates to you and I having similar feelings about, like, I don't know how to believe in relationships, because it ends up getting back to where you're like, well, now you can't trust you.
Right?
You can't trust your judgment of
I'm now an
people.
unreliable narrator in my
Women.
own story.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. It's like, I don't know how to trust my judgment about women.
I just know if I'm I know that if I'm
Like,
into them,
okay.
I'm probably
You know what I mean?
wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a Costanza thing where you're like, I should do the opposite of what I think is
Who
right.
am I not into?
Because I'm always wrong.
this is who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tricky thing, man. But yeah, the whole thing about like remembering bad things, it's like it's way more important to remember the shit that's gonna hurt you, than the stuff that's gonna make you feel good.
Yup.
Like just
They say it's 12 seconds. That's my newsletter tomorrow. It talks about this. It's 12 seconds for a like positive memory to stick. That's all that gratitude meditation bullshit that they talk about.
Right.
You should do gratitude meditation, and then they give
Sure.
it some dumb yoga
I
fucking
forget the name of it, but I know
whatever
what you're
it
talking
is.
about. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all that's doing
Love and
is
kindness.
some bullshit.
That's what it's called.
But they paint it in all these dumb words where it's like, man, just focus on the good shit in your life for a period of your day
Right.
to make the memory more real. That's it. So that it's accessible the same way all the stuff that files away automatically.
Dude, I like
That's
that,
it.
but the best I've ever come up with is just try to get neutral.
That'll
If
work
you can
too.
just try to not think the worst or the best and just kind of be here,
Yeah.
that's the best I've been able to do. It's
Just
like,
sort of idle, but also like good shit feels false at some point too.
yeah.
Like it's so weird, but like if somebody says something negative to you, there's always some truth in that.
If it stings.
Because it stings, because you can see the insecurity. You can see the insecurity,
same-
or you can feel your insecurity, like
Right.
kind
The
of
same
splat
with-
out
That's
in
not
that.
any
Hang on.
negative thing, but only if it hurts you.
But
Like, if it
also-
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Same with
Because
the
you can hear
compliment.
people be like, oh, you're fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Like,
Yes,
it's
yes.
When someone gives you a compliment, there is a truth buried deep inside of it. Usually the truth is that they need something.
Right. Right. It also depends on who the
How much
compliment
is this
comes
going to
from.
cost me?
How much is this gonna cost?
Like if somebody who doesn't like, that's what I value so much about the circle of people that I know, especially like just comedian centric people, is because they're not full of shit.
Yeah.
For the most
Yeah,
part.
you appreciate
So when I
that.
get a good compliment from like one of you guys,
Right.
or like friends of mine that are also in the same like wheelhouse, it's like I can trust it. Because you're not just going out of your way to fucking say something nice. It almost hurts you to do
Right,
it
right, right,
occasionally.
right.
You're
You're
like,
like, oh,
I don't want to make you get a big head.
He
but,
gave
you know,
something
it's
up.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all know how we're all insecure and dealing with our own bullshit. But but when somebody who doesn't just brown nose or blow smoke up your ass, that's why, same thing with like people that never curse.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
When they say
like people that never curse, once they start cursing, you're like, everybody settle down. This guy just said fuck.
My mom does not like it. Is just not in her
She ain't doing
vernacular.
it.
It is, I could count on one hand. And there was a phone call or something, and she goes, She goes, if you don't fucking stop, and I just went, I'm done.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Like, that is-
Once you dropped it,
I didn't know you knew that word.
Right.
Like, I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was in the vocabulary.
See, that's opposite.
That's
if
a-
my mom calls me and she's not cursing, I have to stop doing whatever I'm doing.
That's interesting.
Because my mom curses all the time. So if she's
So if
like,
it gets like cold,
or if
Okay.
I'm like, wow, wait a minute, you're using big ass words. I didn't even know you knew these words with that education.
Right,
and you're like, all right, I need to tone back a little bit.
but it makes total sense if you just behave in a way that's contrary to the way that
you are,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's what stands out to people. And it's like, all right, fine.
It's like me sober.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why your hands are shaking.
Did we clean that bottle or was it half?
Yeah, no, we know.
I gave you guys 100 of
It
these,
was,
didn't
it
I?
was so. No, our good buddy Joe Breda, the head distiller over at the Old Humble Distilling Company, called me up yesterday, 2 days ago. He was doing a tasting
good.
at Specs, and he
Okay.
goes, "Hey." He goes, I just wrapped. I got like 2 half-empty bottles.
Here you
I'm
go,
right
my
by the studio. Let me roll by. He did drop off.
Thank you, Joe Breda.
Yeah.
Yes.
As always.
We got to get out of here. Paul Oddo, our guest, EAUXDDEAU.
Yeah, and on Instagram.
That's,
Pleasure seeing
But
it
you
it's not quite
A palindrome, the way
palindrome,
my actual name is.
but it's close.
I've made myself, made it harder for me. But
You
it's
have.
easy. If you just do pauloddo.com is the easy way to
Perfect.
find
I'll
it.
join you in this.
Yeah.
Pour another one of those. Vaultolore.com, the studio. We're giving a book away. Yes, you can.
Can I pitch something? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Well, let me. Oh
You're
no,
good?
this is coming out later.
I'll
Don't
leave
matter.
it for you
But
if you want.
Paul, do you have somewhere to be?
Pardon me?
Because we can.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we'll talk.
Maybe
So
you want
let's
to?
wrap this one and give this book away.
Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta get a book.
So yeah, vaultoflore.com, our sponsor for the studio. Let's wrap the episode. Let's just say peace.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.